Hey everybody, welcome back to Chicken Cindy's, and it's new bike day. This should be fun. So, I got off work this morning at 7 a.m. and my wife and I had to go to Effingham to get some things. And lo and behold, at Walmart, they had a Huffy Scout. Now, I saw this bike and I thought to myself, I've really been wanting a new project bike. Whenever I first started mountain biking, this was before I started doing YouTube, but I actually had a GT Aggressor Pro, and I basically upgraded every single part on it. So I've been wanting to do that again, but I didn't know what I wanted to do it for. So I found this Huffy Scout at Walmart for $150 for a complete bike. And I personally believe if a bike's bones are good, it could be a terrific bike. As in, as long as this frame is a decent frame and a good frame, we can make it a good bike. Now, the question is, how much money should we put into a $150 bike? And what upgrades are necessary, and not necessarily what grade upgrades do we just want to do. So this is going to kind of be a new series for Chicken Cindy's, and I'm very excited to roll this out. But we're going to do some cool stuff to this bad boy, and I have some very, very fun ideas on what to do. And since I've gone through the process of upgrading a big box bike before, like the GT Aggressor Pro, I know exactly what I'm going to do first, and I know exactly what needs to be done first. So we're honestly going to jump straight into the upgrades. A few of them, because I'm going to be doing this kind of slower. So if you are potentially wanting to do this with a different bike, or say the similar style bike, like a Walmart or big box bike, you'll be able to follow it. So there's going to be some things I'm taking off, and there are going to be some things that I'm putting on that might not make sense right away, but I'll explain what I did after this time lapse. So let's do it. I would safely say that conversion step 1 was a very big success. So, what this one will be for are for people who bought this bike and don't want to put very much money into it at all, okay? I absolutely recommend buying a new stem and handlebar set. Period. The handlebar set and the stem that it comes with just aren't very good. And I would also recommend buying a new grip set to go with those. So I had this Canyon G5 grip stem and handlebar set in my shed, so I was able just to throw that on here. But if you want to go just on Amazon and get the Wake branded ones, I'll have them in the description. They're not very expensive, and they will change this bike tremendously. So, the things that I did to the bike this time, and this is things that you'll be able to do besides buying the handlebar set, but you can do this with the same handlebar set as well. So that's the nice thing about this. You don't have to change the handlebar set. I just really recommend it. So, I am changing this into a single speed dirt jumper. That is what my overall game plan to do is with this. So I cut the cable from this that went to the handlebar set, and you do not need that shifter anymore. You can take the inside limit screw adjuster, and as you tighten that down, it'll move this front derailleur over. Get it to where it's pretty well in the middle, and you can see now that the chain stays there in the middle. This will also work as a form of guard to keep you from having chain drops. So, now the back. There's not a good way to tension this, unfortunately, with the way it is. So, I recommend leaving on the derailleur. So, with that, you keep the derailleur shifter on, but you just keep it in the highest shift, or the highest gear. So you'll keep it in 7. And essentially, now what you have is a single speed mountain bike and or dirt jumper. Also, if you're just wanting a single speed mountain bike, you can do the exact same thing up front, but keep both brakes. Since this is going to be a dirt jumper, I took off my front brake entirely. So I don't have a front brake anymore. I'll end up probably taking the rotor off as well. So I now essentially have because I won't be shifting it, so that's why it's on the far inside. And I put my brake here because where I have my hand, I like to try to single or just use one finger braking. So that's where I need that. But essentially, I've turned this into a single speed dirt jumper if you don't touch the gears. So that's phase 1. Phase 1 was to get this to where it could be a form of single speed dirt jumper without spending any money. Like I said, you don't have to spend money on the stem and the handlebars, but I absolutely recommend that you do. And I will, like I said, put in the description over the Wake products from Amazon. So this is what I've taken off so far. The derailleur guard, here's the front brake, the shifter for the front derailleur, the brake. This is the old handlebar and stem. Kickstand, you could totally leave the kickstand on if you want to. I know you're out there. But definitely stay tuned. I don't know if it'll be next week. It depends on if all the parts come in. But the next part of this is going to be how to get this to be an actual single speed for under $100. So I have some parts coming in from Amazon. I'll have links for all those. And then I'll do the transformation, the build for that as well. I'm very, very excited over this bike, and I cannot wait for it to be done. But basically, it's going to be in tiers, and it's also going to have tiers for prices. So this is the very base model. Next week is going to be a little bit more expensive, putting about, like I said, $100 into it. But I think it's really going to transform this bike a ton. So, as usual, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take care.